Get out, Ben.
Ben really wants to be on the podcast.
Okay.
We're driving there and he goes, if you want. I mean, we could throw in a third mic. And I can be like, you're Jamie from Rogan?
Oh.
Sorry, you don't talk like that at all. They're like, this little fuck's trying to weasel his... You know, if you want me to research things, just be there. Because I feel like I have a hot take on everything.
Oh, my God.
Like, fucking, all right, Ben.
I'm struggling enough. We don't need another newbie in here. I'm trying to be animated here.
By looking down? I shouldn't have given you notes. You said, you know, we gotta have an open flow of communication. If there are notes, let's say that. No, I'm open to notes.
I'm open to notes too, but you tell them to me, and I can sense the hesitation. Like you're already worried. Like I feel like you give notes, and you're worried that it's gonna offend me. So anything that comes out of your mouth, I feel like you're already downplaying how you actually feel about it, and then it like. Yeah, it's in my head, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Miriam, you gotta let that go.
I mean,
I'll try to be better. I'll try to...
That's what I'm doing. Are you reading your notes?
There's less... Okay, one note that I didn't tell you earlier was...
See?
Less intro to what you're about to say. For example, well, I also have a sheepdog story. So here's what happened. I wrote down, it's boring. Say like, those sheepdogs don't play, man. When I was a kid...
Okay. Okay. Which is arguably a better way. But the whole premise of this fucking podcast is that I'm bad at telling stories. So
I forgot.
You can't give me notes to tell better stories when that's inherently against who I am and my role here.
I didn't think I would have to give you notes on how to
tell a bad story.
Intro the story. Like, I know that you tell the story bad, but you even introed it, like, in the most dull way, and. So it would be like, if you told a story about McDonald's, and you finished it, and we were like, ha, 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 and then I was like, you know, and that's so funny and interesting that you said that, because I too, have a McDonald's story, and it went a little something like this. So what happened? Like, there's 30 seconds there. It was just like, yeah, McDonald's...
I'm not an entertainer.
Okay, well, now it's out.
Now it's out.
Chris laughed.
But see, I would much rather have notes from you like that and this like pussyfooting around like, ugh.
Sorry, I'm not. I don't think I'm a great communicator.
You're definitely not.
Oh.
Oh. You're not. You don't. This is what I'm. We can cut all this, but what I'm worried about with this is that you don't say. I've watched you do it with everyone. You don't say how you're actually feeling until you're pissed.
Yeah.
And then you like just like hold a grudge or something.
Yeah.
Or fire people.
Yeah.
So
don't worry, Ben, you're doing great. All right, I'll try to say things as they come out.
Yeah.
I'm getting worried now that it's been 31 days. Don't clap.
She did it, guys. This is the longest you've ever gone.
It's so, yeah.
Taking a break from drinking.
This is the longest I've ever gone taking a drink from breaking.
Did I say that?
No.
You never know.
I've written something down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Step on the brakes.
We did not think we were recording today. And this is all Renee's fault. Oh. Renee, if you're sitting at home with your kids doing Halloween things.
Yeah, he's like, just confirming that you're still coming in, even though
just
I told you that we're
confirming 3
not
weeks
doing
ago
it.
you said we weren't recording on fucking Halloween, Renee. And then he fires one off to us this morning. Hey, you guys are still good for 2:30? And then he's not here.
Not even
okay,
here.
We've got Chris manning the ship. All is well. All is fine. This was recorded on Halloween. It is the 31st day of No Booze Biggles.
No Booze Biggles. And how are we feeling?
I'm just a little scared that I'm going to start. I'm okay, I've got a few things. Number one, I'm worried in regards to life. Is this it? Number two. Am I going to be fluctuating more? Are there going to be more highs and lows? Because, I get a little more pissed. 3, I'm scared because I don't know what to do moving forward.
You mean as it relates to drinking?
Yeah. And this has fucked me over in the past. This, not having a plan. Acting like it's someone else.
Yeah.
And this little bitch has gotten me once before. me not having a plan has been very detrimental to my health. Because when you do take time off, you know,
then you go wild.
Wait.
Right.
I'm still a tank, I would say. But
I'm not worried about your tolerance more than your ability to, like, cool it after a drink.
Yeah.
You know? Because you'll be like...
Excited?
Instead of a glass of wine, you'll be like, a bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm.
Excited. Some might call it excited. Some might call it, you know, addictive. Yeah, I mean, let's come up with a plan then.
What should be the plan? You know, it's like, okay, well, Bert Kreischer and them, they do their Sober October, big fucking whoop.
And then he goes back to being
and then they all get, like, fucked up and celebrate.
Yeah, I don't think you need to get fucked up.
I mean, I'm just thinking out, like, if I look back, okay, those are the fears.
Mm-hmm.
The positives, I look back on this past month of, like, no regret, really.
That's huge for you.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. It's huge, but you don't realize it, I guess, if it's not happening, how huge it is. Does that make sense?
Sure. Because it's what normal life should feel like.
To some.
Right.
Yeah. Like not feeling anxious.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, hungover. I feel like it's nice to say that I haven't wasted a full day because I've been hungover.
Yeah.
Like debilitated.
Yeah.
Because of drinking too much for no reason.
Which, like...
Chasing some sort of feeling.
Well, the cycle was always, like, anxiety pushes you to drink. The drinking creates more anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So then you drink more, and then you're more anxious about it. And it just goes round and round until you make yourself crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think...
Until I pop my pinky out of place.
Until you pop your pinky out of place. But, like, being able to look back on the last month and recognize that you haven't felt the anxiety should be proof enough that the drinking was a huge source of that anxiety to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No?
Definitely. A huge, huge source of anxiety.
Yeah. I think you should keep going. Keep riding the sober train.
I'm worried that without the anxiety, then I'm left pondering, is this it?
Back to issue number 1. I mean, to a certain extent, yeah. But there are other things that you can find that feel fulfilling that aren't booze related.
I know. Everything feels fulfilling.
That's a lie. That's for sure a lie. But we could probably figure out some, like, if we're trying to come up with a plan for what's next.
Yeah.
We could probably, like, write some ideas down of things to test out that might feel more fulfilling.
I want to learn to play the drums.
That would be a great outlet for you.
I feel the same. I just
gonna drive soundproof padded room.
Just do it in here.
It could double for exactly.
No, I was even just feel like when I was looking back to our first podcast when I was like crying, it's just like that was still so fresh. All those feelings of terror. You're like, are you gonna cry?
We're a mile apart.
I know. Your eyes have gone bad at your old age.
No. Because you had a smile on your face.
I know. It was an awkward little cry session.
Yeah, it was. It's like you knew what was about to happen, but...
that's just, I feel like that's life, though, you know? That's how I write bits. It's just like the painful points turn into things, and...
Feeling life is part of life. And if you're just drunk all the time and don't remember what you're doing or whatever, then you're not going to be ever, like, feeling fulfilled. Yeah. Overall, I feel fucking great. I'm glad. I really was, like, bummed going into it. Like, how have I not made it 30 days? Yeah. So that feels nice to do that. And I think I'm just going to plan on continuing on. I think you should. You definitely get more in touch with yourself, I feel like. Yeah. Or I feel like I have in this past month. Because it's like, you can say, out external factors are making me want to do this or that, but then it's like, okay, just realize all you have control over is yourself, and like try to be friends with what's inside. Yeah. And enjoy that person in the way that that person's brain, or several little trains of thought brains. Just each character is like giving, it's like most people have the devil and the angel, and you've got like 15 different opinions.
Yeah, just like, yeah, having a sec to yourself, and then like just really like taking a second to acknowledge the times where it's like the hardest.
Mm-hmm. And then little things that like maybe felt, I don't know, I know you're gonna make fun of me for this, but like little things that maybe you overlooked as being fulfilling start to feel fulfilling again. So like playing board games or whatever, it's like you can actually find the joy in like, I don't know, for me, like I find joy in like shit that's childlike. Like
Same.
I mean, and you don't
like I would like to live in a playhouse.
Right. And we didn't get drunk when we were kids. I mean, after a certain age of childhood, but you know, like 12 and under, we were just playing.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be all the time.
Yeah, same.
Is like have that mindset.
Same. That childlike spunk and spirit.
Yeah.
Completely.
And alcohol certainly didn't contribute to me having that back in the day.
I think what is something that stems from childhood, though, at least for me, is like everything I do, I do intensely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that.
And like as a kid, it was just like gymnastics. Like, you know, we're going like for 6 hours a day, every day. Like it's so hardcore. And then like every sport after that was like we're competing like in snowboarding and track, and like you're gonna go to the highest level. And like
totally.
Just,
I remember
like, extreme or nothing.
Marsha from Windell's.
Marsha Hoovy.
She still talks about how you just like came in and were just like doing fucking backflips and winning competitions as like a young buck. I don't know. She just was reflecting on like the Windell's days.
When you're a kid and you have a couple tricks in your tool belt,
you just really lean into those.
I mean, I thought back handsprings were like, I was like, this is my calling card. I did them everywhere.
I mean, that's awesome. I've never been able to.
Such a cry for help.
But also you're speaking to someone who's like, you know, it's weird. I don't feel like I want to be the center of attention, but then I like have this history of like, okay, I've cleared out a circle in the middle of a bar and done the worm for no reason other than because I thought it would be funny. And then I like was at a wedding of a colleague and I barely should have been on the invite list. Like so distant.
Yeah.
I knew like him and then 2 other people there. And at the end of the wedding there was this like huge circle of people just standing around, and they played Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. And I'm like standing in the perimeter with everyone else, watching us all just stand and like clap. And I'm like, who the fuck is gonna get in the middle? Someone has to, because why else are we standing in a circle? So I did it and put on a performance and sing all the words. And then finally some other guy came out and danced with me, and we were just like swinging around. And the whole point was to like, hey, let's stop standing in a fucking circle, you weirdos. And no one did it. And then I'm the stranger at a wedding who everyone's like, probably like remembered the girl who no one knew who just like took over. And then I'm like, do I want to be the center of attention? I felt like it was a duty, like someone needed to do it.
Yeah, I think you feel there's a higher calling.
Yeah.
To like, it's not even like do the right thing, but like, you know, when something's like, when something's funny.
It was the right thing to do.
If something funny comes to mind, like you're going to say it, you know, if it's the funniest possible thing in the moment and no one's talking or something.
Right.
Or if it's like no one's in the circle, you're like, well, this needs fixing.
Yeah. You know? I had one of the like feedback that I got at work was to basically like let people like be more patient and let other people speak up first. And I found like if there's a silence or whatever, I'm just like, I feel like it's impatience where I'm just like, someone say something. Why are we all just sitting here looking around? Like, don't you guys have thoughts? Like, say like, so then I would always be the first person to like speak up if a group question was asked.
Yeah.
And then I was told not to.
It's interesting, first off, given the notes you gave me on the last podcast, like, it seems like you really don't like dead air.
That's true. Well, maybe because you're like you're like the level above me.
Yeah, even more annoying.
Right. Something like that, yeah.
Probably. Yeah, but do you think also you speak up because, I mean, you're used to women, like, used to being in places where women don't speak up, and you're like, no, I know this.
Maybe it could be that, but I also think I'm just not. I think I am I think it is like if it's a spectrum and you're on the top of like fearlessness when it comes to like public speaking, I'm closer to the top than I am the bottom of that spectrum. Not that one end of the spectrum is worse than the other, but just opposites. And I think it's just I'm not scared to say what I think, and so I'll do that. And I think at least I would justify it as like, well, if I say something, some people are just scared to be the first person to talk, and I'm not scared to be the first person, so maybe if I say something, it'll open up the stream of like other people feeling like they can raise their hand. But it could also have the reverse effect and just be stifling for people.
I remember getting a job at a hotel on Ocean.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got a job at a hotel bar. And I had to wear
like
a corset halter top thing and a little skirt and tights.
Oh.
Every time I came in, they were like, your tights are ripped again. I was like, you know what? It was like in between. It was only for like a couple months, but I was like, fuck, what do I do? Like, I just moved into a place by myself in LA and like.
Was this right when you moved here?
No. It was after I lived with my sister for a little bit.
I forgot Sarah lived here when she was doing travel nurse.
When she was doing travel nursing,
yeah. Okay.
But I got this, like, place by myself, and I just, like, didn't think I had enough saved up, like, in between things, and I got this job, and it was, like, working at a hotel bar, depending on the hotel, was, like, the worst bar to work at.
Yeah.
But I, like, completely made up my resume, I'm pretty sure. This hotel that had one customer named like Terry or something that would come in every day after she went to the hotel spa. And she would get like 8 glasses of Sauvy B and just bitch. But yeah, it would be like I was a server and a bartender.
Okay. How long did that last?
It was like a couple months. It was a couple months, but I would like when I grabbed everyone's like food and would like bring it to the back, I would eat everyone's fries, dude. Everyone's fries. I'm sure I even like nibbled off their sandwiches.
I could see that. Oh my God, the other day I was driving, this is sorry. I'm sorry.
Great. Here we go.
I was driving and this guy was walking on the sidewalk, walking away from me, and he just like, I just saw his arms like flail in the air. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And then I see 2 tangerines just cross over each other, and then he tried to catch them, missed both of them. They hit the ground and then just rolled into the street, and the car ran over them. And he just looked so disappointed, and I was like, what the fuck was he doing? Like, was he trying to juggle? Like, what did he think would happen when he like so carelessly just flailed them up there? It made me laugh.
It's so classic that the car just runs right over
Literally
it, too.
just like squash, and then he's just like, wah.
It's like a cartoon. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
You dressed up this weekend.
This weekend, yeah. This weekend. Sandy, not your dog. Sandra D from Greece. Easy outfit to put together. Wear all black, which is what I wear all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Had to curl my hair.
Oh, God.
And, went out. We went bowling. And then...
Oh, I forgot how good you are at bowling.
Yeah, we went bowling.
You're so annoying.
And I won one of the games. And then we went to the Gas Light I think it's in Santa Monica, which is like a karaoke bar. Yeah.
That place is the best. With the
So
popcorn.
fun. It was empty, but I did see the popcorn machine.
Last time I went there, I got in trouble.
What'd you do? What did you do?
Well, I had spilled a pitcher of beer. I was wearing these like loafers that have fur on the inside.
Oh, so this was recent. I've seen those loafers.
It was like, I don't know, it was a while ago.
Okay.
It was like 7 months ago or something.
Yeah, but within the last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A pitcher of beer spilled on my furry loafers, and so I put them up on the bar upside down to dry out.
And you were barefoot in the bar? Ew.
I was hammered.
Oh my God.
The guy was like, you can't put your loafers on the bar. I was like, they're drying out. He was like, no.
You should have just gone in the bathroom and used the hand dryer.
I don't think they have hand dryers at
Oh,
the
no,
Gas
you're
Light.
right. They don't.
That
They
place is
don't.
like as large
It
as
barely
a
had
porta
soap.
potty.
I had to like, I was looking on the counter and there was just like one of those dial bottles.
Yeah.
And it was like leaned over. Clearly no one had been using it. And I was just like, oof.
I don't know.
Someone
it's
said
such a hole in the wall, great place to just like
it was so fun.
get loose.
It was really fun.
You know?
Yeah. Someone said that Jewel went there one time and did karaoke and sang her own song.
Wow.
And people were like, she's not as good as the real Jewel. Like, that people thought she was just like
it's
a Joe Schmo singing. Yeah. Someone told me that while we were there. And
Was it packed when you were there? Every time I've
Shoulder to
gone.
shoulder.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Every time I've gone, it's been like, feels like it's just me in there. I don't know if that's because I always put like 4 songs in a
at
row.
the bar talking to your loafer.
You know what's bad when you're like singing your 3rd song? People are like, fucking you again?
Well, I got rejected by the DJ. So we got in there pretty late, probably around midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And Ange and I beelined to write our names down.
Mm-hmm.
I write her name first, put her song in, write my name, my song.
And what's your song?
Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Good one.
Love a screamy ballad.
Mm-hmm. I used to love playing that song in my house, home alone, and being like, wherever now.
I get a little bit terrified. Oh, it's so good. So I was really excited to sing it, and I was pumped for karaoke, and and there were like so many people ahead of us on the list, and we were both like, I don't think they're not gonna call our names in time. Ange's name gets called. She sings her song. Strawberry Wine is her song.
Great song.
But the bar is packed with like 22-year-olds, and so no one knows it except one girl in a Jack Daniels t-shirt is like standing on her chair at the bar, like screaming along with Ange. And I'm like, okay, I'm next. Like the DJ like gets up there and then gives the mic to somebody else for their song, and then I went up to him and I was like, hey, sorry, do you have Miriam on the list? And he just goes, no, girl. I was like, fuck, okay. And then it was like 2 guys did rap songs, which are the 2 songs that I danced to and blew my knee out. And then
you
we
had
left.
a
The
really
bar
tough
closed.
night.
I know.
Why did he reject you? Because of your song or because of...
I think it was just too late. I don't know. Little did he know I would have fucking killed it. But they were
late
just,
for what?
It was closing time. Like it was. They had already. they had already done last call. Like.
But then they let guys sing rap songs.
But then the rappers got to go up after. But I was like, maybe they were regulars. It would have been so good. But also, I just feel like DJs generally have too much power.
Oh. I thought you were going to say this happens all the time. I have too much power.
Well, yeah, they just have too much power. They can control...
Especially at a large venue like the Gas Light.
Exactly.
They're frankly, too powerful.
They control everything, and it was more so, like, I wouldn't have cared if I didn't get to go up, but, like, we had already, like, all the neighbors from your neighborhood came and met us there.
Oh.
And so everyone was like, what are you guys singing? And Ange and I both told them. So everyone was expecting me to go next. So then I had to like, everyone's like, wait, why aren't you going? And I had to be like, oh, well, I guess he said that I couldn't.
You should have set Daryl up to have a word with the DJ.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have. They did actually. There was this guy. He was dressed up as SpiderMan, but in like
the onesie?
No. Like he took a Sharpie to a red t-shirt, and then he had a piece of twine wrapped around his wrist that was just dangling. And then he had like a mask that was sort of like halfway crooked and wearing a red beanie. And I only know this and I only paid attention to him because majority of the night he was head on the counter and with a giant trash can underneath him, just not throwing up, but like so close to throwing up. Homeboy just sat there in that position for so long, and then I watched like a girl was standing talking to her friends. She bumped into his butt basically, and he just like popped up and then just started talking to them as if he hadn't just been passed out standing up. It was the craziest thing. And then he just like...
It's kind of why I love the Gas Light, I think.
Yeah, he just zombied it up. Zombie SpiderMan did up the rest of the night. And
the twine is...
I was like, what is that? And I'm like, oh my God, that's the The little web.
Like it wasn't that long
Dangling.
even. It was just like a
No,
little.
it was like 18 inches. 18
That's
inches of
fucking
like
hilarious.
thick twine, and it was like tied in knots that were like clearly an accident or someone had tied it in like a weird spot.
It was a repurposed twine.
Yeah, and then just like Sharpie webs on his shoulders. And that was it.
Terrible. Terrible.
I also saw a guy who was dressed up in a suit, and then he had two like fake ferns taped to his shoulders.
Oh, between two ferns?
Between two ferns.
Pretty good.
And he shamed me for having a... Dude, I did have a rough night. He's like a child, and then he came over and just instantly started talking shit.
It was a child?
I mean, he was like 20-something.
Oh, okay.
He was very young. And then, he was like... That's not even a real cigarette, because I had a prop cigarette for my costume. And then he starts shaming me for having a fake cigarette. And then, I like the feeling I had was like when I was bullying you and you snapped back. I felt like that about this kid. I'm like, how is he winning right now? And then Ange literally just went like this to him, and he walked away.
Perfect.
Just like shoe fly.
Fucking perfect.
Get out.
Was he hot?
No.
22-year-olds can be hot, Miriam.
He was not of the hot variety. He was like...
So he wasn't wearing a rash guard.
No.
I think the best costume I saw this year was, I didn't see it in person, but a guy dressed up as, what's the tequila called with the white bottle?
Casa Azul?
Casa Azul?
Why are they all Casa?
Ben?
Casa Azul.
There we
Casa
go.
Azul. And he put a
bell on his
steel,
head.
no, he had one of those, like, steel bowls. Just on his head, and it was wobbling
the like
all
$2
over the place.
IKEA bowl.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That is funny. Where'd you see that? Just wandering around town?
Just Instagram or something. I would have loved to have seen it wandering around town.
Oh my god.
I was at a wedding over the weekend, so I missed. I didn't see much Halloween
festivities.
Costuming going down, other than like employees at stores being like, "I fucking hate my life, but I'm a
Yeah.
skeleton today."
I have to dress up.
Yeah, it was so funny having Aaron there.
Okay.
Because
oh,
it was
this your you guys met through mutual friends who got married, right?
Yes, we
Okay.
met at a friend's bachelorette.
Yeah. Okay.
Aaron and I met. Yeah, but this was a friend. Aaron's met him before, but didn't know the bride.
Okay.
Or really anyone else that was there at all. Because it was a comedian, so it was like a lot of comedian like friends that are like in the biz. And it's just watching, so we sit down for dinner and it's like Aaron, Harlan Williams, Steve, this guy who is the manager of the Goo Goo Dolls.
Okay.
Brad Williams.
Yep.
Great, fucking hilarious comic. And then across from Brad is Chris Porter, another hilarious comic. Steve Urkel's girlfriend, Steve Urkel.
Steve Urkel.
The Steve Urkel. And me. His name's Jaleel White. I believe that's his last name.
I don't know.
So me and Steve Urkel, Aaron and Harlan Williams. And Aaron doesn't know who any of these people are.
Okay.
And she also like doesn't really remember Dumb and Dumber or like doesn't know anything that Harlan's done.
Oh my god.
Get the hell out of here.
It's the best.
And so
Such
like
a good scene.
he sits down next to her and he's so nice. You know, he's like, "Hey, how are you?"
Yeah.
And we like caught up a little bit because we had done a podcast show thing together when I was Susie Chapstick. So like kind of knew each other, but not that well. And like afterward, I'm like, "Aaron, do you know who you were sitting next to?" And she's like, "No." And I was like, "Have you never seen Dumb and Dumber?" And she goes, "What, was he one of the Dumb and Dumbers?"
Oh my god.
It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, thought maybe it was, you know, Jeff
Jim
Daniels or
Carrey.
Jim Carrey. I was like, are you fucking kidding?
I feel like a comedian's wedding would be like the most fun wedding. Like it would be best speeches, lots of dancing, like
So there weren't a
silliness
lot of
everywhere.
there weren't speeches during the wedding. I think they did all the speeches at the rehearsal.
Okay.
But the speeches are my fucking jam.
Yeah.
I love it when the speeches go wrong or too long
Right.
or they're just bad.
Or
like,
someone grabs the mic when they
it's like-
shouldn't have.
Or someone what?
Grabs the mic when they shouldn't
Oh
have.
yeah, been there. I mean,
As
I've done
the
it.
grabber.
Nothing too bad though, but I've almost done it at like every wedding. Well, I've either given a speech.
Maybe this is why you don't go to very many of your friends' weddings. They just know that about you and you're off the invite list.
Yeah, I almost knocked down an entire wedding tent.
How? Were
Just
you
hanging
dancing
from the
on a
banister.
pole?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like dancing on a table and I tried to grab something and it almost all came down, but someone caught me.
Oh my God.
It's a good thing that we're not drinking.
Yeah.
But boy, have we had some good times. Like someone came up, I think, at one point. It was like really stoned. I don't know who it was. And they were like, "Thing about comedians. Comedians are just off doing comedian things. They don't dance. They're just off at tables doing bits."
I mean, that's probably true.
Yeah, but overall good. I like having things on Halloween. That's because I don't like dressing up on Halloween.
Why is that?
Because I'm dressed up all the time, and I've had some very bad Halloween experiences dressing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
just have you ever run home crying on Halloween?
No.
Never?
No.
I feel like I had a few nights in college that I really thought something was going to be funny.
Uh-huh.
And it just turned out really bad.
Like costume-wise?
Yeah, or just in general. Freshman year, I dressed up as Cartman.
Okay, I remember this. Yeah.
And it was this huge foam thing with a little eye cut out.
Uh-huh.
The costume didn't have a backside, though. So it was just like my
Just
hair
straps.
flying out. Just a strap around the back and then these like brown pants. Like clogs that I was wearing. But the costume was really just a frontal thing.
Uh-huh.
And I remember going out, like the pre-parties and everything. Everyone was like, we were all taking pictures and everyone was like, I gotta get a picture with Cartman. I was like, oh, I feel fucking cool. And then we get to like the party and like no one talked to me all night. And I just remember kind of like hiding in a corner with like, I think I had gotten to the point where it was like I had taken just a bottle of Jack Daniels off of a table and I was just sitting in a corner.
Drinking it through the eye hole.
Drinking it through the eye hole. No, putting it inside and like just drinking it. And then I ran home as Cartman crying because no one wanted to talk to me.
Tragic.
I don't know what my train of thought was. Like, of course guys are going to want to fuck me.
I mean, some guy with a good sense of humor.
I just worded it like that.
Yeah, you gave him too much power. Yeah. It's okay. We know that's not how you feel now.
No, but I remember then being like, how come they don't want to talk to me? And then seeing the pictures, you're like, of course. If a guy wanted to fuck Cartman, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Right? When I ran home crying and I called my sister and I was like, I think I want to come home from college. It's just like not working.
Oh my God.
And then a couple years later, I dressed up as Simple Jack. And you'd think I would have learned my lesson.
Uh-huh. You went for humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But see, a guy with a good sense of humor would have wanted to fuck you. They just
apparently they
didn't have them.
It's also bad because like sometimes you do like I think we did like Molly or something like dressed as Simple Jack and then that's a problem. You know?
Yeah.
Because you're feeling like you really want to grind on someone or
Yeah,
something.
and
Like,
then
get
you're
the fuck off me, dude. Or the teeth and like the straw hair.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But that night was actually, I remember I left the party early, sad, because again, no one would talk to me.
Right.
As Simple Jack. And I walked to McDonald's. This was in Pacific Beach, like San Diego.
Uh-huh.
We lived like a block from the beach in college. And so I left the party. I walked to McDonald's. I got like a 20-piece chicken nugget meal with a large Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And I got my sauces and I was walking home with like, I was just ready to like get on the couch and just eat my McDonald's.
Right.
Just a good drunk
Settle
meal.
in.
Maybe rip a bowl, whatever.
Sure.
Settle in for the evening. And someone in like a Scream outfit started like following me.
Jesus.
And I was like, okay, someone's walking kind of close. Okay, it's getting a little weird. And the bars were like 2 streets over. So it was like pretty dark and quiet on my street and like scary.
Yeah.
And so I started walking a little faster and then the person got closer and closer to me and like wasn't really saying anything. And they just kept tracking me and like staying on. It's like, of course I get attention at this fucking point in time when I've just finagled my meal. I'm heading home.
Yeah.
And they got so close that I like kind of started like a light trot and stayed with me still. I threw my Diet Coke and that's when you know it's bad. I mean.
Because you wouldn't throw that for just any reason.
No. And
No.
a few feet later, I threw the bag.
You just said, maybe.
I didn't think I could run with it.
Yeah, it's too much weight.
It's too much dead weight.
Yeah. You needed to be able to run free.
Yeah. And I ran straight, like, I just like screamed and I ran like 2 streets over and I got the police.
Oh.
I got them come back
As
to my
Simple
house
Jack?
as Simple Jack.
Oh my God.
They were like, sir, you need to calm down. Oh, God.
Did they ever find him?
No.
That is scary.
It was freaky. The way the person was not good.
I remember having a similar, it wasn't Halloween, but I had I think I was stoned. I think I had smoked some weed and it was in Portland and I was walking home a couple miles from my buddy's house who was throwing the party. And I don't even think anyone was actually behind me, but I thought they were. And I remember I kept walking fast and looking behind me. And just the entire walk home, I was just panicked. But I never got to the point of actually seeing anyone or running.
Just convinced someone's there.
I was just positive I was being followed.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes when you're high.
Yeah.
Just like there's someone on me.
Yeah, I just could feel the demon.
Yeah.
Something was bad.
I always like taking the dog out in the morning
Mm-hmm.
because at night I spook.
Even in your neighborhood?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
I would feel pretty safe on that little loop.
It's yeah. Unless you're stoned.
Yeah.
Because
You're right,
it's
though.
just
Yeah.
it's the ocean's just right there.
Mm-hmm. That could drop your body
Anyone
right
could
in
come
there.
out of the hill.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And Aaron always has a way, if I have been smoking, to be like, "Can you take the dog out?" And I'm always even last night I was like,
Oh.
"Sadie, take a shot already. Take a shot." She never goes, and I come inside and she's like, "Did she poop?" And I'm like, "Mm-hmm." I love that dog. I took it hiking this morning.
Cute.
We went on a hike this morning to Temescal.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was so nice.
Was the weather good? Cold?
Yeah, it was brisk, crisp.
What time did you wake up?
6 something.
Oh my God.
I left the house around 7:30. Just because she's been running every morning while we were in Arizona, and I was like, all right, let's just go and I don't know.
Yeah.
Aaron's really sick, so I just wanted to start the day right.
Yeah.
You know?
That's great.
I ran into someone that showed me their pumpkin on wheels.
At what does that mean? Was it in a wagon or did they fashion
They fashioned
a pumpkin
wheels onto
into
it.
a car
It's actually really awkward. This person fashioned wheels onto their pumpkin
and
then
took it for a walk?
insisted
hike.
on showing me how much speed it could get. But there were so many leaves on the ground that it wouldn't roll.
Oh.
It was really sad.
Where was in the neighborhood or on the hike?
It was right at the start of Temescal, off Sunset.
Very weird.
You
Uh-huh. I also need to start the new White Lotus.
got to start the new White Lotus.
You watched
because
the first
I
one?
want to make a bet. I want to make a bet on who's gonna die.
Oh, is it another mystery?
Mm-hmm. It's
fun.
The White Lotus. Jennifer Coolidge is unreal.
You
in
love her.
She has this line in the first. Oh God, she has this line in the first episode. Can I tell you?
Yeah.
I'll just watch it.
No, just,
okay.
Just
She's
say it.
having sex and something happens. She goes, I must have disassociated. I must have been disassociating. Every fucking line she has is so good. It's so funny. The whole cast is brilliance. I think it's gonna be a really good season.
She's the only carryover from last season, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll watch the new season before we record next week, and then we can compare.
Okay. Aubrey Plaza's in it. I think.
Oh, really?
I think maybe Aubrey Plaza's boyfriend or husband dies. Maybe. I think one of those two.
Okay.
One of the foursome. There's 4 friends.
I'll watch it.
Okay,
I'll
watch
watch
it.
it.
Watch it and see.
Yeah.
And also, if you have a hypothesis
Yeah.
on who's gonna die.
Should we make a wager on this?
Yes.
Okay.
$100.
$100?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
But we
do
each have to after the second episode we need to decide on one specific person.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but I'm gonna say
And we have to stick with them the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna change mine actually. I don't know his name, but
Well, just we'll do it next week because I haven't watched them all.
okay. You know what?
Or
Fine.
you can commit now, but give yourself because by next week it'll be 2 episodes, right?
Okay, fine.
So at 2 episodes in, we'll have to make our final guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also a line in it. The characters that Mike White writes are just so good. They're so aware.
Okay.
Or what he must be so hyper aware. I wonder what his mental state is like. Because he writes this couple that's kind of like I didn't vote, babe. Did I vote? I don't know. I think I did. And then Aubrey Paws is kind of like, don't you guys just think that like the world is ending? Like we're all just entertaining each other until we die? And I was like, fuck.
I mean, that one hits home.
Right?
Yeah.
Next time I'm doing a TikTok. Next time I'm recording one of my stupid Halloween. Tried out the Amazon Halloween costumes so you don't have to.
Those are so good. I'm like, literally every time you post one, I get people, all my friends are like sending them to me.
The posts?
Yeah.
Why are they sending them to you? Because
they think it's funny.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because they know I know you. So
Okay.
they're like sending it as like oh my God, this is funny.
Okay.
At least, I mean, I wasn't asking like, why did you send this to me? I assume that's what it is.
There's been, I think a lot of Entitled's fans don't know fully how to use Instagram.
Oh no.
So, like, I get a lot of messages actually of people that I can tell they're trying to send it to someone else. And they'll put a little comment in there.
Oh.
But the comments, some of them are so fucking funny. This one guy was like, what are you laughing at? Your fatty liver and early onset diabetes?
Oh my God.
And then this other woman sent it and wrote like, ha 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 ha, she used to be so skinny.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
It's fucking,
Oh
you
my
know.
God.
And then there's this one girl who wrote like such a long paragraph that was really sweet. And she was like, I never see things like this. Your body looks just like mine. So thank you for doing this. Like, I got you, girl.
Yeah.
But I'm sure
Doing
my
the
mom.
people's work.
I'm surprised my mom hasn't called me and been like, Becky, your fucking stomach! Jesus!
I mean,
one thing at a time.
Exactly.
One thing at a fucking time.
Let's
all right?
get
Cut out
through-
booze for
yeah,
31
let's
days.
get through the sober month.
Let me just work on, I'm fine. I'm feeling good. I'm happy.
I feel like you're feeling good.
I feel great.
Like, as an observer,
I feel really
you
great.
seem in a good spot to me.
I have some existential crises.
Yeah.
Some,
Like, is
some
this
thoughts.
it?
Is this it? I'm ready to fucking see Smile tonight.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared to see Smile. I've seen the previews where it's just like it's like nothing and then a smile and then it just cuts to black.
Yeah.
That, I know I'm going to not be able to sleep tonight. I just know it.
You can stay at our house.
No. That's a scarier thought.
We got the dog kennel in the guest
I
bedroom.
almost texted you on Saturday night because I was with Ange and I was gonna say like, hey, do you have a spare key that I can grab and just crash at your place? Because did she tell you this? We might have to cut this, but whatever. She fell asleep on the couch, like, and it's 4 a.m. And it was just her, Nick, and I, and she fell asleep on the couch, and then he's like, okay, like, we're gonna go to bed, and he's like, Ange, like, we're both just like shit, like, gently tapping, like, he's like giving her sweet kisses to try and wake her up. She's not fucking budging.
Uh-oh.
And then I'm like, and now I'm like, we're talking regular voices. I'm cracking up because she is unresponsive. I'm like shaking her and just like, Angela, wake up. And she's not moving. And then he literally is trying to like scoop her and she's just pushing her back down, like into like planting firmly. Like she was with it enough to be like, oh fuck no, you're not moving me. And so then he ended up being like, okay, why don't you just take the bed and like I'll sleep on the couch with Angela. And I was like, oh my God, this is so like, that's such an unfortunate situation, but like I get it, so whatever. So I ended up sleeping in the bed and they were like squished together on
that
the
tiny
sofa.
fucking couch. Oh Jesus.
I felt so
You can
bad.
always go to my place.
I know, but I was just like,
I've never seen Andrew do that.
me neither. I was like, dude, you were so staunchly like
Should have given her a
not
Zen.
moving. Yeah, something. But yeah, she was just planted firmly.
Oh, big Ange.
Oh, and sorry, another. I just remembered. He was like, let me go just clean up the bedroom for you. And he's like in there, and I can hear him stream of consciousness talking to himself as he's like tidying up. And he's just like, okay, move the pillows and the blanket, and I don't know, weird fake boob thing. And then he like tosses something. So like I think one of her like chicken cutlet little boob pads was hanging on the ground. She's like, oh, weird little boob thing. Like just chucks it. Like, oh my God.
Did you hear it stick to the wall?
No, I didn't. But
I tore one of those boob things in half this weekend.
Just from your dance moves?
No, before we even left the house, it tore off.
Ouch.
It's fine.
Okay.
Can't really go to weddings without a bra on these days. Or out, you know, because when you bounce and you really want to dance, it's like, ow.
Yeah.
Those things are hanging down to the floor.
Yeah. You need, I mean, those little cuppy things don't do shit.
Them up.
I got the tape and it didn't.
I duct taped them up.
Oh my God. Ow. Your nipples.
Yeah.
Was pulling off the
They're
duct
gone.
tape.
As always, I've been Becky Robinson.
And I still am Miriam Mulgafari.
All on my website, BeckyRobinsonTheGreat.com or EntitledHousewife.com. We've got new merch for the holidays dropping soon. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.